Hello everyone, welcome to another video. If you're new to the channel, then welcome, and if you're not, welcome back. So today I am getting my bake on. So we're doing an office bake-off bake-along, my idea. I am doing bread week. So I don't know when this will be live. Obviously bread week will have been a few weeks ago now. But I am hoping, if I could hope and aim for a Paul Hollywood handshake, that would be the goal. In saying that, I am not baking at a level of Great British Bake Off. My baking is good and my cooking can be good as well. I say can be, but I'm obviously not doing some like crazy showstopper or anything like that. I have a couple of different recipes that I'm going to try. I'm a bit of a show off, so I'm going into this with multiple ideas and different recipes. And I'm now starting this way too late in the day. But anyway, I'm rambling. I should get on with the baking because that's what you're here for. I am also baking a cake for somebody at work. So it's just so happened that all of this has fallen in the same week. So we're doing a Victoria sponge as it is my friend Gem's 1 year work anniversary. If you don't celebrate something like that, you should. Come on. Who needs a reason to celebrate? Let's get baking because I need to get on with this desperately. So I'm doing a pumpkin spice sourdough loaf, and it was originally caramelised onion and Gouda, but I am just doing it with cheddar because that's what I have. And then the original plain sourdough, I'm using that to make like little mini sourdough loaves. So I'm hoping I've got enough starter. I basically tried to just make as much as I could yesterday, so we'll see if this is enough. So this is the dough for the cheddar and caramelised onion sourdough. So that just needs to rest for about an hour and then I'll start stretching folds. But I'll get the other doughs sorted out at the same time now. It's a good thing I've got a lot of mixing bowls, isn't it? So this is now for the pumpkin spice loaf. I'm thinking to myself, I would much rather get these two done and then like run out of starter and not be able to do the plain like individual loaves. But hopefully there'll be enough even to just do like a half batch or something for the mini loaves. So I would have loved to make this from scratch entirely, but with so much to make, I figured I would just make it a little bit easier for myself and not also include hand making all the ingredients myself. I figured there's show off and there's just unnecessary stress. Right, this looks really odd. I wonder if it's going to make the dough go orange. So with this one as well, you basically tie string around it so that it actually makes like the shape of a pumpkin as well, which I'm really looking forward to. Now I do really want to do something with the mini loaves, but I don't want to use up all of my sourdough starter and then not be able to have anything afterwards. So I literally have about 25 grams. How much would I normally need? 132. Okay, I don't think this is gonna work. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and I'm gonna feed this up now and see if there's any way I can then make the loaves with it tomorrow. Okay, so now my hope is that this is going to have risen enough, maybe like overnight or something, and I'll then be able to get like a small batch done tomorrow, even if it doesn't have as long to cold proof, but hopefully it'll be something. If not, we'll just go with the cheddar and caramelised onion loaf and the pumpkin spice loaf because those were the two that I definitely really wanted. So my little trick with when I'm doing like stretch and folds and stuff, I just keep like a little thing of water next to me. That basically helps like my hands to not stick. So I'm basically now just like over the next few hours, basically until I pass out asleep, I am just gonna be doing stretch and folds on the dough till it like feels really well incorporated. So yeah, over like the next few hours it's gonna be stretch and fold time, basically just until it's all ready to go, and then it'll be a case of shaping everything and then get into the fridge. I mean, this one I'll need to add obviously the cheese and the onion to it before any of that. So yeah, we're in for a long night. So I don't really know how, but this little tiny bit of dough is supposed to go into 2 loaves, which, you know, that's interesting. So stretch and fold round 1 is done. So most recipes, and the recipe for this calls to caramelize the onions in butter. Basically, as much as I love using butter, and I would normally do it that way, obviously with this being like an office bake-off, bake-along thing, you've got people with different dietary requirements and whatnot. Sorry, I'm literally like crying behind the camera here from the onion. People with different like dietary requirements. So we have got a couple of people who are vegan. You know, they've been very, very considerate about it and know that, you know, not everyone is going to be able to make different recipes vegan. But I figured that bread week is kind of the week that they should be able to have everything, you know. It's not like with cake week where it can be obviously a lot trickier to do a vegan cake compared to a normal cake, whereas bread is inherently vegan anyway. So if it's only going to be made not vegan by the stuff I'm adding, then, you know, I'll just change how I'm adding things. So I am just going to do this with oil instead of butter. If you can see how much like crying from that onion. Oh, I shouldn't put my hands near my face either. The onions are now sorted, so some of them have started honestly getting a little bit crispy. They taste amazing. It didn't actually take too long. I would say probably like 20 minutes or so. I thought it was going to be longer. But yeah, that was quite good and they taste really nice. So this will then I'm just going to leave this to cool down so that I'm not adding it into the dough like hot. And then, yeah, we'll get on with the dough and get that all finished off. So this dough for the cheddar and caramelized onion loaf, it's just getting so smooth now. It's looking gorgeous. And this is only the second stretch and folds, I think, maybe third, I can't remember. But yeah, this is looking really good now. So I'm just going to leave that for like another hour. And then I think it will be time to add everything in. So with this one, it did actually recommend coil folds, but it's just really not, like it's not wanting to. Okay. I think sometimes it just always needs like a little bit of a hand getting to that point. Like it's almost like the dough is too small to actually then be able to do the proper like stretch and fold. Right, I'm gonna leave that to do its thing. So not only did I not realise that cheese is not vegan, I also forgot to turn my mic on. So that's fun. But basically I just had the realisation that cheese isn't vegan. So there was no point in me doing the caramelised onions in oil instead of butter. But hey ho. And I'm just going to make sure to thoroughly clean all this down before I do anything with the pumpkin dough. Maybe this is just like my sign to not be like baking late at night. So I'm hoping that this is like far enough along, because it's still got like another 2 hours, I think. And that's before it goes into the fridge for a cold proof. No. So I'm really hoping that this is gonna be alright. It smells amazing though. Honestly, I would fully just make this again, purely for how this smells right now. I think at this point you're then just supposed to leave it on the side. I'm going to just cover the bowl so that nothing gets on it. And then we'll just give it another half an hour. And then I think there's like, either shape it again or something. I'm not entirely sure. I need to check back on the recipe. It's late. My brain doesn't function like past, honestly at this point, past like 9 p.m. And we're currently at about 10, half 10. And this has still got to be out for like another 2 hours before being put in the fridge. So, yeah. So then now both of the mini pumpkin loaves and the caramelised onion and cheddar loaves can go in the fridge. I'm just going to put another bit of cling film on this. I would normally wrap these in like a tea towel or something when I put them in the fridge, but honestly tonight we're just going with what's easiest, because it is currently, I think it's now about 1 a.m. And I mean, my partner even said, like, I mean, anyone who knows me knows I am not the kind of person to be up into the early hours of the morning. But my partner even said, if you're going to be up for anything, it would be for baking bread. It's now the next day. I'm a bit dishevelled, obviously, with being up till 1 a.m, getting everything sorted. But those breads are now in the fridge and they're doing really well. And then this morning I quickly pulled this together just before I started work. So this is the like plain sourdough, which I'm going to use to make like little mini rolls. So it's going to be like little mini like sourdough loaf roll things. I don't know. I saw the idea on Pinterest and it looked cute. So we're going with it. So I'm finally on to doing the cake, which I'm really excited about. I'm just clipping on my hair quick. Last thing we want is hair in the cake. So if I now have a really dodgy, weird hairstyle, that's why. So my friend wanted a Victoria sponge with raspberry jam, not strawberry jam. I have just realised though that on here it says whole milk and I don't have a whole milk. I have skimmed milk. I'm just going to have to hope for the best. I'm sure it's going to be fine. Realistically, I do swaps like that all the time. I might just add maybe like slightly more butter so that then there's like the fat content from that. Maybe that's what I'll do. I've just realised it's got really dark in here all of a sudden, so I think we're going to have to put the main light on. which I hate to do. I really need like better lighting in here. It's like my one thing in the kitchen. Needs better lighting. So unfortunately now, the light's going to be shining off my head and I'm going to look like an egg. Honestly, since doing the pantry upgrade and like having everything in jars, baking is a dream. It's so much nicer. So thank God I made loads of butter in my big pantry restock. I knew that it was going to be needed. I'm so glad I did it. I'm dropping it everywhere. I was gonna buy more cream. I had cream on my shopping list for this weekend, so then I could make even more butter. Every shop I went into, why was there no double cream? It's like it's like all the shops are against me this weekend. But anyway, I'm just gonna soften this up a little bit just so that then I can cream the butter and the sugar a bit better. I think they're done. Oh, it feels jiggly. I end up worrying that it's not done. Is that a clock? I mean, I can't tell. I'm really nervous now. I think because they're so like fluffy. I'm like, is it? Isn't it? Is it just because it's hot? Like that feels really jiggly in the middle. But then I don't want the outside to be like dry. Right, I've made the executive decision to put them back in for 10 minutes. Oh, it's hot. Yeah, it's stressing me out that the middle is like still a bit jiggly. It makes me think that it's not like fully cooked in the middle. The oven has literally been off for all of about 5 minutes, if that, so shouldn't be long for it to be back up to temp. I'm just going to give that, I'm literally going to do it like 5 minutes at a time. I just want the middle to be a bit less jiggly than it was. Fingers crossed, I don't overbake this. I feel like you can tell as well, like before, when I would go like that, the middle would almost like kind of jiggle a bit, whereas now it doesn't, which to me would indicate that it is done. I'm just gonna let these cool and then on to decorating. So I'm now just gonna start baking all the bread. So I'm gonna I just use a cast iron casserole dish and I just basically use that as like a makeshift Dutch oven. It works. Go with it. Even though I have seen recently that there's like bread ovens, cast iron bread ovens in Aldi. This was from Aldi as well. I've had it a while now though, but I have to admit I was tempted, but equally I have this and this works. This is my baby. So I really now need to get this into the fridge just to proof for like an hour or two, just while the other breads are starting to bake. Ideally, I would leave this for a bit longer to proof, but you know, needs must and all. This feels like something that would happen on Bake Off. Feels like I'm doing it right, almost, by doing it wrong. So I've just realised I never really actually explained when I was filming this what I'm doing, but essentially because I don't want the little dough balls to kind of like just expand or whatever and go really flat or anything like that, like when they're proofing, I want them to sort of stay in that like ball shape. Normally when I'm doing a loaf, I would put the whole loaf like in a mixing bowl or in a balancing basket or something like that and proof it in the fridge, but obviously with these being little ones it's kind of hard to do that. So I have essentially gathered up every single tiny little mini bowl that I have in my kitchen. There's like little serving bowls, there's little tiny like dip bowls, all sorts, and I've just put a little bit of baking paper on each one, covered it in like a little bit of flour, and then I'm just shaping each loaf to then put in those bowls and put in the fridge. We're gonna keep going and hoping for the best. It's like I'm making little mini pizzas. So yeah, I've got 6. No, I've got 8 rolls, or mini loaves, if you will. But I think there's 6 of us. No, 7. It's like a little extra. This one feels quite small. Maybe this can be the extra. Basically, now, whichever one doesn't turn out as well, that can be the extra. And that can be the one that I eat tonight. Oh, so freaking cute. Okay, so now this, I'm just going to wrap this whole thing in cling film, I reckon. And then that'll go in the fridge, probably like a couple of hours. What if I've just done all of that effort literally for like 2 hours in the fridge? But, you know, it's bake off. You gotta do something. I've just got the caramelized onion and cheddar loaf out of the fridge. So this one is just gonna go in first. The big reveal. Fingers crossed. It's all okay. So I know that a lot of people use like rice flour for the top. I think I do have some rice flour somewhere, but you know, this is what I'm working with. I'm gonna like either change this out or wash it or something with it before slicing into anything that's not vegan. It smells incredible. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So good. She's beautiful. So I'm just going to get the first of the pumpkin loaves sorted. So these are like 2 smaller loaves. And in the recipe, it says to use like butcher's twine, but I don't have that. So I am just going to use some cotton yarn. That's ear splitting. Oh my god, it's adorable! Look at it! Oh my god, it's like a tiny pumpkin! Oh my god, I'm winning Bake Off. Tiny little baby loaf. Okay, that is going a bit furry, which is not good. Okay, this is adorable, but I don't know if this is one I'm going to take with me tomorrow because there's fluff all over it now. I don't know how else to do it with the yarn. Maybe if I soak them in oil rather than flour, maybe that would help. Right, I am gonna basically hope and pray that this one I've got here is a cotton twine. I'm gonna keep an eye on it as it bakes. As much as this one's got a lot of like little fibres, I don't really think it's like fluffy as much. Like this one is much more, it is like fluffier. This is like fibrous. So I'm hoping if I coat this one with some oil that it'll be okay. I'm thinking this needs to come out. I mean, that's definitely coming out a lot easier. So I am just making like a vanilla buttercream. It's just what was on the recipe. It's what I've done before, and also it's what I know that my friend will want. So that's what we're doing. So, because there is everything going on in the kitchen with all the bread, I figured it was probably actually just easier to do this on my dining room table instead. Yeah, that's actually pretty level, you know. It's one of those, as much as I absolutely love having to cut bits off it, because then obviously you get to eat those bits. But, so as much as I love doing that, it is a bit fiddly. I think if I was baking cakes like this more regularly, I'd get one of those like leveler things. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say that's fairly level. I might just sort of like trim up this edge a bit, maybe. So I'm actually just going to use, because I don't know where any of my piping bags are, I'm going to use a freezer bag. There we go, we're cooking on gas now. I should have really done this first, but I didn't think. I'm just going to do like a really thin layer. I'm just thinking, when you then have like a slice of it, I don't want there to be like no icing throughout the cake and then just loads on like the outer rim. Does that make sense? Oh no, oh no. We've exploded at the top. It's fine. I went to uni in COVID. I basically have a degree in crisis management. I'm thinking if I do this bit first, then I'm not going to have to like push down on the cake or anything. Oh, so much easier when I've actually done it properly. Alrighty. Round dos. Oh shit. Oh my god, she's so pretty. I'm gonna hate clearing this up. Let's get the jam in. Also, I'm sorry that the like angle and stuff isn't really changing at all. It's just, I'm clearly getting very messy. I'm not touching my phone right now. Right. Gorgeous. I need like the, what is it? Can I get a time check, please? Bakers, you have 1 minute remaining. Alison, don't do this to me. I don't know why I'm rushing as if I'm actually now on Bake Off. There we go. Okay. Ta-da! But yeah, let me know what you think of the cake. I'm not gonna, yeah, I am gonna try and lift it up. I'm gonna just put some like icing sugar dusted on the top. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Would you? Oh, that's a bit annoying. Do you reckon I could like pipe a bit around the bottom there? Now she's finished. Well, other than the dusting of icing sugar. Yay! Right, I need to get this in the fridge because all this buttercream is like dying.
I'm scared. I can't picture this. There we go. It's unreal cover. Looks good. Looks 10-10.
Give me the cake. This is going on my YouTube, by the way.
Hi YouTube. It's Jem here.
Hi YouTube, it's Jen.
Celebrating my 1 year anniversary. How time has flown. For you, so Nate.
10-10. No notes.
There's one left. It turns out the shop really fun. Like in the back where like it's not like a Tesco, you know? Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.